All right, so today I'm out looking at plants again, out of season, although we're gonna maybe find one of the earliest flowering plants, the skunk cabbage, in some low woods. I'm in kind of a drier area now. It's super windy, but there's all this little blue stem, bunch of lespedeza, which is a bush clover, all indicative of really dry habitats. There's also some forked blue curls here that I can identify. But we're under a power line, but then we're gonna go over into these wet woods over here. There's a little swampy section called, it's right off Nickel Brook, and we're gonna see if we can't find skunk cabbage. I suspect that they're in there because this is the right area for them. We're kind of on the eastern side of Massachusetts, and we should be able to find them in flower this time of year. So let's go check it out. So here's the lespedeza. I think this is either capitata or I think there's herta here as well. So hairy bush clover, and this is round-headed bush clover. I can't tell right now because they don't have flowers on them, but usually the lighter ones I think are the herta. And then in the background we've got some Juncus greenii. So this is another indicative plant of dry habitats, and there's a bunch of it here. And then we've also got little blue stem. And then there's a bunch of like scrub oak in here, sweet fern, a bunch of really dry species all over the place. The wind is just crazy. We also have a number of invasive species here. Like this thing, which is a Centuria or a knapweed, probably brown or black knapweed. Here's the darker colored lespedeza that I've been talking about. And then we've got some solidagos right there, some goldenrod species, bunches of them. There's that Comptonia back here, the sweet fern, out of season right now, but these have cones on them. Here we go. Some catkins that are gonna start flowering soon and sending out pollen, so they're all wind pollinated. Also got the obligatory mullein, non-native species, garbage plant. Even if it is medicinal, it's not worth anything. They're all kind of all over here. You can see some invasive ones there. All right, so we were up there and now we're back down in the swampy wood section. So let's see if we can find that plant. Just had a huge branch fall down up in here. The wind was just like whipping all these trees around, and it's like 50-mile-an-hour winds out here today. It's kind of nuts. So it's getting better. We're in some red maple swampy type thing. It's definitely getting wetter in here. There's a bunch of buckthorn in here, glossy buckthorn, invasive species. But we're making our way. Gonna look for some wetter, much muckier ground. Check this out, like an old foundation of some kind. Oh, there's like a cool little trash can in there. That's pretty awesome. Some little paint cans. What was this? Kind of weird structure. So this is definitely the type of place we want to look for skunk cabbage in. A bunch of lowlands in here. Red maple trees. That's pretty much all red maple in here. Red maple swamp. God damn it. It's windy. So let's look and see if we can find it in here. There we go, there's one. Not quite in flower yet, but we'll track down one in flower. So here's what I was looking for. There's a bunch of them out here. Kind of see them, one there, one there, one there. They're all kind of sticking up out of the muck here. None of them look like they're open yet, but maybe we'll get lucky. So here you go again, nice swampy area. And here's one that has a little bit of color on it. Let's see if we can get a little closer. See it right there. Still not quite open, so they probably got another couple, maybe a week or so until they open. So here we go, skunk cabbage, one of our earliest flowering plants. Sometimes you see them, they're red and yellow like this. Sometimes they're like more just completely yellow. They're not quite open yet, so I'd assume that we have like another week or so before they actually open, but they can thermogenerate their own heat, so they can actually like melt right through snow. And it's basically just a carbohydrate process where they turn carbohydrates into heat, much like humans would. And they're pollinated by flies and beetles, so they have that carrion, skunky smell to attract them. The heat helps them spread the scent sort of in the air to get pollinators to come in. And then sometimes even, bumblebees, honeybees, other types of early emerging insects will use these refugia during the colder breaks in the spring when it's sort of like warmer and then it gets cold again. It's pretty cool. Here's another this is another blueberry family plant, Ericaceae. This is called Epigea repens, or the trailing arbutus. And it's kind of growing all in here, evergreen. Another characteristic of drier sites, but these will have, maybe in 6 weeks or so, these will have like white pinkish flowers on them, and they'll be sort of like coming out of the bottoms in here. You have to sort of find them. But another cool plant to find right now